Hi everyone, so it's time to find out what book I'm going to be reading next, but I've bought some books recently that I want to show you, which I am intending to read hopefully soon, but we'll just have to see what happens. But I've got 4 books here and then I'm going to announce what book I'm going to be reading next. So the first one, I'm going to be honest, I bought because I absolutely adore the cover and I couldn't possibly leave the bookshop without it. And it's The Binding by Bridget Collins. Isn't that one of the most gorgeous books you have ever seen in your life? Look at it, it's like, look, oh my god, I am in love. I started flicking through it as well, obviously, because, I wanted to, give it a little bit of a read before I bought it. And it is interesting, I have to say. Bridget Collins is a young adult fiction writer, and this is her first book for adults. I've not actually read any of her books before, but I recognised her name, so I'm quite intrigued to read this about a boy. I think it's Victorian, I'm not sure, but he's working on a farm and he gets the opportunity to be an apprentice as a bookbinder, and it's this rather strange place, bookbinding, where people can like keep their secrets and stuff like this in a vault underneath, and he finds in the vault a book with his name on it, and it's all about him trying to find out the past. But the fact, I love the whole motif. I love the key. Look, purple. The purple's gorgeous. I love purple. It's like my favourite colour. It's just gorgeous, so I couldn't leave the shop without it. So The Binding. Then I bought a couple of books that have been intriguing me lately, and I don't know why, they just have. And they're books I suppose I wouldn't usually pick up and read, but I thought, what the heck, I'm opening myself to new things and all that lot, so let's see. So the first one is By Grand Central Station I Sat Down and Wept by Elizabeth Smart. This is like a major classic about a love affair that Elizabeth Smart had. This is the 70th anniversary reprint of it, and because I said how short stories have been intriguing me more, especially because I read a load last year, I wanted to read more. And I just started reading it, and I thought, this is actually really interesting. So I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. So we'll see how By Grand Central Station I Sat Down and Wept goes. The next one is one, actually, as I said, I wouldn't normally read, but there's an Audible series called Victorian Secrets, and Stephen Fry's Victorian Secrets, absolutely love it. If you're able to listen to it, please do. It is wonderful. It's available for free from Audible because it's an original. And one of the episodes of that, I think it's like 12-part series, yeah, one of the episodes talks about crime, especially females related to crime, and one of the people who were talking about it refers to this book by Mary Elizabeth Brannan called Lady Audley's Secret, and this made a huge impact on Victorian society, about this woman who is seen as this gracious, wonderful lady of society, but that's not necessarily the case, and all the finding out what her secret is and her background, and it was such a big shocker in Victorian society in England, and Mary Elizabeth Brannan kind of got thrown onto the map, as it were, because of this book. So I'm really quite intrigued to read it, and I can't think of a previous Victorian book I've read that's focused entirely on a woman who has this really sordid criminal past, and obviously Victorians were really fascinated by murder, and it was the time that this was published was absolutely perfect for that. So I'm really interested to see what caused such a scandal. And the final one is one I've been waiting and waiting and waiting forever to be available on paperback. and it's Ken Follett's A Column of Fire. I am so, like, giddy to read this book. So as you know, I absolutely love Ken Follett's books, Pillars of the Earth and World Without End, and this is the third book of that series. And it came out, but the thing is that I'm one of those book people who, if I've got a collection of books in a certain format, I have to have all of them in the same format. So I waited and waited and waited for this to come out on paperback, and I now have it, and I am so excited that I have managed to get a copy. So yeah, this is it's going to be great. So set in 1558, this one, so about what, 200-300 years after the Pillars of the Earth, and what, 100 odd years after World Without End. So yeah, I'm so excited. It's going to be fantastic. So yay. And it's all about, you know, the Elizabethan era, because of the date, 1558, and how it impacts the cathedral and such. So I'm just so excited to read this. But anyway, it's time to find out what book I'm going to be reading next. It's not any of those four. It's actually going to be a completely separate book, because after The Handmaid's Tale, I need something that is light and fluffy and airy and just boost me back up again. So I went to an author who I know will be able to do that for me, and I've got her latest paperback that I haven't had a chance to read yet. It's Sophie Kinsella, Surprise Me. So the last Sophie Kinsella book I read was last year, and it was alright. It wasn't her best, but, you know, it was alright. So it's a chick lit book. I need something light, fluffy, airy, as I said, and it's about Sylvie and Dan, who have been together for 10 years, and they have this thing about their relationship is kind of like stalled, as it were, after 10 years. So they start this thing of surprising each other, but then as the surprises go along, various secrets come out, and will their relationship get through it, all that kind of stuff. So it's not going to take me long to read this at all. I just need to cleanse my palate before going into something else. I need to be lifted up. I need to be happy. So I'm going to be reading Surprise Me by Sophie Kinsella, and I will be back with my thoughts on that as soon as I'm done. All right then, guys. Bye.